Gaffer, we start pre-season with a win, but how do you see it? It's minutes in the tank, isn't it?
It's a good workout. We couldn't have expected any more from the players tonight. Everybody got what they needed out of the game. One or two had to play a little bit longer than what I would have liked because the size of the squad and the positions that we need to bring in. But no, really pleased.
I know you probably won't take much from maybe performances. You're obviously focusing on whether lads can get the minutes in the tank and make sure they don't come away with any injuries. But how positive is that? And not just to get a win over a championship side, despite it being a young one, but some of the football we played as well.
No, the football was good, and the thing about a win is it gives you confidence. Never get too carried away with pre-season. You just don't know. The main thing is that players come through it and they're ready to go for the first game of the season. Whether we won or drew, it doesn't really matter. It's making sure that we're prepared and we get organised, ready for obviously the first game.
This is really the first time we've caught up since the end of last season. You were able to see a couple of new signings on display today, and you started off with the two new lads up front, Manny and Chris Ray. And I believe it was a Chris Ray assist to Manny's first goal for Hartlepool. And what did you make of a couple of the new lads that are out there? I
thought they did really well. I was pleased because obviously when you sign players, you're hoping that they start well, and I thought they did. So again, that should only give them confidence. It was good to see Manny score. It's always nice to get off to a good start. So as I say, signs are promising from the two of them. So just looking forward now to working with them.
How pleased have you been overall with your recruitment so far? 6 come through the door.
Yeah, we've done okay. So hopefully, if we can get 1 or 2 more in, then we can make us a strong squad that we need if we're going to compete.
What have you found of the window so far? Has it been tougher than you thought? Have you managed to get the targets you wanted? Have you had to be patient?
You always have to be patient. It has been slow at the beginning. Obviously 1 or 2 now are starting to drop, and more names are being bandied about that we could possibly go for. So but no, what you don't have to do is panic, especially when you're recruiting in the National League, because obviously the window doesn't shut. So we'll try and be patient and try and get the right ones.
You obviously had a couple of trialists on display tonight. What's that like for them, for coming into a team where they're fighting for a contract, aren't they? And they don't really know many people. They may have trained a couple of days, but then is it a case of you sitting down and having conversations with them, or watching them for at least another couple of training sessions?
Yeah, it's always difficult coming in as a trialist because you're wanting to obviously prove, and but I thought all 3 of them did well tonight, because as I say, it's not easy, and you can sometimes overdo it, wanting to show what you can do. But no, as I say, they couldn't have done much more than they did tonight, and it gives obviously food for thought.
Monday morning we head to Scotland, 4-day training camp. We won't play a game, but you mentioned the other day on the club website it's an opportunity to see the players 3 or 4 times a day, which you wouldn't get at home. But what are you trying to take out from this Scotland experience?
Extra fitness again, and the players getting to know each other a little bit better. Obviously they'll be spending 24 hours a day, which so it's good for team bonding, and as I say, especially on the back of the result tonight, I think that should give them a lift and make them feel good about themselves.
Am I right in saying you've been to these facilities before, or of these facilities up in Scotland? What should the players be expecting up there?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times before. The facilities are just what we need, and I think teams go abroad and they find that this time of year it's just too hot. Where going to Scotland is perfect for pre-season. As I say, the pitches are good. They've got a good gym, and where we stay is nice, and there's no distractions. So I've always found it a good, perfect place to do a pre-season, so hopefully that'll be the case again.
I think we've been back in training now 2-3 weeks. How have you found the players' reaction to the running that they've been made to do? Well, I know it's always standard during pre-season, but especially when you come back of the disappointment of last season. But how have you found the lads that have come back, and what's the atmosphere been like around the training ground?
No, the attitude's good. We try to bring in players who want to work and want to improve, and that's been the case pre-season. They've just gone on with it, worked really hard, and and I think it's easy. There's not any pressure on your pre-season. It's when the games start, and if we have a few disappointments, how you react, that'll be the main test. But no, I'm pleased with the players that we got, and they seem to be getting on well.
Just finally, a couple missing tonight. Josh Yamura being one of them. Latest on him?
Yeah, Josh feeling his knee, so it wasn't worth the risk of playing him. Same with Ollie Finney. Ollie Finney's his ankle. Alex Lacey is his calf, and so the ones that weren't playing, they're all carrying little injuries.
Just wanted to we confirmed on the club socials and website the other week, Jordan Cook is continuing to train with the team. How's Jordan's progression going? Because he's had a tough 2 years, and he's been given the opportunity to continue and train with the lads, and he's shown a little bit as well from what you've seen in training.
Yeah, Jordan's come in. Obviously, we know he's a good lad, and had the disappointment of being injured for over a year. But he's looking good. It was just a case of it wasn't worth risking him tonight with him being out so long and then just picking up a little bit of a niggle. But I'm sure the next game he'll be available to play and show us what he can do.
Gaffer, thanks very much.
Cheers.